Hello, everybody. Intuition here. Thank you, as always, for making some time and space for us. Today, we want to ask you, who is in control today? For many of us, we think that we are in control of ourselves. We think that we are making conscious decisions in each and every single moment, each and every single second in which we create within our time structure. But funnily enough, as though we think that we're in control, usually we are the last ones that are actually in control of everything that is going on in us and around us. And that is because, for most of us, our personality is getting in the way of what it is that we know to be true. And how could that be? What the hell am I saying? That doesn't make much any sense. I am my personality, am I not? What else can I be? And if you simply think that all you are is your personality, then boy, oh boy, are you in for a fantastic, exciting surprise. Because you are so much more than your personality. In fact, the fact that you can hear what it is that I'm saying, that you are more than your personality, and conceive and understand that, am I more than my personality, means that you are more than your personality. So, your personality, to recap, in case you haven't heard me say this for the upteenth time, and I apologize, I love to repeat myself if, again, you're hearing this again. However, all the personality is your story of the past. What your story of the past is, for many of you, is a collection of the most horrible moments that you've experienced within your time frame, within your living existence, stacked on top of each other. For many of you, if I will divulge a little bit more, if I asked you, my goodness, well, tell me about at least 10 things, 10 positive things that have happened to you this week, you would probably struggle. You'd maybe get 2 or 3 things out, and then you'd have to really sit and have a think about the rest of those other things to meet the quota of 10. However, if I asked you, tell me 10 bad things that happened to you, you would say, well, let me get the book out. I've been waiting for somebody to ask me about all the terrible things that have happened to me this week, so let me share with you all of them. So this person did this, and this person did that, and Jojo stepped on my shoe, and my mother called me, and this, that, the other. And again, that is not just consistent with your week, but that is consistent with how our brain and our memory works. How our brain and our memory works is that there are good things that we remember, but there are so many bad things that outshadow those good things that we hold on to with much more ease than the good things. So therefore, what we remember of our past is usually a collection of very horrific, scary, upsetting things. So therefore, we have a bunch of our childhood memories, teenage memories, adulthood memories stacked on top of each other. And as you keep on stacking them on top of each other, what that creates is more of a concrete foundation of habits, and those habits then build into a personality. And what that creates then, therefore, are 2 eyes that instead are not looking outward, but are looking inward at the history of your past. And so therefore, if you are your personality, then all you are is the image, the lens of your past. All you are is a very scary image, a very scary idea of what it is that you think has happened to you. And for many of us, we allow that image, we allow that scary idea to come into this moment every single moment. Every time I look at a corner, I don't just see a corner. I remember the time that somebody popped out of the corner and said, boo! And so now, therefore, I am very scared to go and look at a corner, so therefore I have to tiptoe around corners now. But that's not based in right now. Somebody really might not be around that corner. But because you're looking through the lens of the past, which is your personality, that is informing you that now we are afraid of every single corner that we go around, so therefore we must tiptoe, be quiet, so as to not elicit that scary person that is hiding behind that corner. So, that means then, therefore, that again, the personality is just a construct, just an idea, just a bunch of patternized memories that are based in an illusion of the past. And if you simply want to say that all I am is a story, a very scary story at that, then assalamu alaikum. You do you. You keep on living in the past and having a fun time. You keep on having Halloween each and every day because, again, it's a nightmare. All your personality, much of it, is based on the memories of the past, and the memories of the past are quite scary because that is all we can really remember. That is all that really sticks. So therefore, if that's all that really sticks, not the positives, and I'm not saying that there are no positives within your memory, but I'm sure, again, there are a lot more negatives than there are positives that you hold on to. So therefore, again, all I am looking at is the lens of the past, and that is informing me every single second if I'm saying all I am is my personality construct. So, if you're allowing yourself to be led by the personality, then let me tell you some of the symptoms that you're going to be experiencing. You're going to be saying, wow, why do I keep on experiencing the same thing in my life? Why do I feel so stagnant? Why do I feel so blah? Why do I keep on getting the same things? Why am I not happy? Why do I feel like I'm settling? Why do I feel like I have big dreams, but none of them are met? Why do I have to be content with everything that keeps on being habitualized in my life? If you're saying those things, then you're allowing the personality to run your life. And what that means is that you are simply allowing the memory of the past to function in the present. And that simply doesn't really work. Because again, all you will get is the same thing over and over and over again. A continuous feedback loop that does not allow you to grow, to move, to change, to know all it is that you are. It simply allows you to go farther away from all it is that you are, into the idea that all I am is the image of the past, my memories of the past, when my father locked me in a closet and didn't let me out for a month, when mom didn't feed me for 10 weeks. That simply allows me to be all it is that I ever was, and not all it is that I know myself to be, and all that is that I can be, and all it is that I am. So, again, the personality construct has a very specific voice inside of your head. That voice inside of your head will say, well, what the heck is wrong with you? Well, you should be doing this. Well, shame on you for doing that. Well, why aren't we doing this? Well, what the heck? Well, we need to do this. We have to do this. It is very judgmental. It is always telling you that you're not enough and that you should be doing something more than what it is that you're doing. And we're not saying that maybe you shouldn't be doing something more, but that something more is usually the image of the past and will lead you right back to where it is that you are right now. And then it will guilt and shame you for being in the same place that you were when you just followed that voice and it said to do something different, but that something different was really just a memory of the past. And again, will lead you right into the same situation that you continually end up being in. So, there is also a different voice inside of your head. That different voice inside of your head is based in the present moment. And it is not screaming like a maniac, like a neurotic. And it certainly isn't as loud as the personality voice, trying to get your attention, trying to scream at you, trying to say, please, let's do this. Come on, let's do that. Hey, come on. Your voice is a lot more calm. It's a lot more chill. And it surely won't guilt you and shame you. That voice sounds like, geez, Jojo. Another pint of ice cream. Another sleeve of Oreos. My goodness. Do you feel those heart palpitations in your heart? No? Okay. You want another pint of ice cream? Well, go on ahead. Whatever it is that you wish. It won't fight with you. It won't argue with you. It won't should you. It won't shame you. It won't guilt you. It will simply ask, hey, are we sure about this? Is this the best way to go? Are you sure? Well, fine. If you insist, then go on ahead. We won't argue. We don't have the time to. We're too busy watching you eat all these Oreos. And so, for most of us, we have both of those voices going on inside of us all the time. But again, because the personality's voice is so neurotic and crazy and intense, we surrender to that voice. And surrender is not, we don't mean it in the positive way that you hear surrender a lot. You hear surrender and it's live and let God, live and let go. But usually what we're talking about in surrender with regards to the personality is, Jesus, that voice is so loud, you're screaming in my face, you're saying I'm a piece of crap, you keep on yelling at me, you keep on throwing up a really negative image from my past, and it's scaring the hell out of me, so I surrender. Do whatever the hell you want. Let's have another pint of ice cream if that means that you're going to stop yelling at me, please. Leave me alone. And that is the surrender in which we were talking about. And that is really no surrender at all, just slavery. You're enslaved to the memory of the past by the voice of the personality, which insists that it must be listened to because it knows exactly where it is that it's going. And it does know exactly where it is that it's going. It's going right back into the past. And For many of us, this is the illusion that we fall into. Because the past is familiar and we're used to the personality driving the vehicle, the personality will say, well, we know where we're going. Look it, we will always lead you exactly where it is that we say we're going to go. And it's true, it will lead you exactly where it is that it says it's going to go, because it's taking you on the old route home. It's taking you on the same roads that you've been on a million times. There are no surprises there because you've been on those roads a million times, you've walked them a million times, and therefore, yes, the personality will always be right, and it will always lead you right back to exactly what it is that you know. So the personality isn't telling the future, it's telling you the past, and it's leading you right back into the memory, the place, the space of the past. And that's comfortable and familiar because at least there's no surprises in the past. But your voice that's based in the present, that is not so loud and neurotic as the voice of the past, won't necessarily tell you exactly where it is that you're going to end up. It asks you to trust it. It asks you, please, listen, I'm not going to delude you and say we're going to end up here or we're going to end up there, because that would ruin the surprise, wouldn't it? But know that you know yourself. Otherwise, you wouldn't be hearing this voice to begin with. And therefore, if you know yourself, then therefore you can trust in this. We don't know why you're trusting in that voice over there. It keeps on lending you right into the same car accident that you keep on saying that you want to get out of. But yet, every day you keep on getting in the same car, closing your eyes and driving right into a tree and being surprised that you just drove yourself into a tree. And we are ever fascinated by you doing that when you know you hear your actual voice, your present day voice, your present voice. But we're not, again, going to argue with the personality. It's far too neurotic and crazy. And therefore, we'll allow you to make the choice in whatever it is that you want to make. But know that you know a better way. There is always another choice, but you're just not listening to what it is that that choice is because the personality is screaming at the top of its lungs that you have to do this. And when something is screaming, it's hard to hear anything else in the room. But there is something else in the room. There is something else in your room, and that is your actual own voice that's not based in the memory of the past, but is based in the reality of the present. And in the reality of the present, your voice is trying to inform you of what it is that it knows. And what it knows is, hey, really, another pint of ice cream. We don't recommend it. Because you know what? That usually leads to diabetes. Not to say that we're going to get in the way of you getting diabetes. But if you don't want it, which we know you don't, then maybe let's not go down that path. But again, your knowing, your present day voice is not going to argue with the memory of the past. Because again, it's far too loud and it's far too noisy and it's far too aggressive. So, when I ask who is leading you, is it the memory of the past or is it that other voice that is gently whispering sweet nothings into your ear? And we're saying the wrong thing. It's not sweet nothings, it's sweet somethings. It's sweet knowings. Please, we know a better way. We meaning you know a better way. If you'd like to listen, then we have all the answers. We're not going to tell you exactly where it leads, because we're not the personality. We're not going to delude you and say, well, it's going to lead you X here and X there, because that would be a lie. Because even though you know a better way, you know also that it would spoil your presence, it would spoil your surprise, it would spoil your joy to know exactly where it is that you're going to end up if you follow what it is that you know. And that's why it asks, that voice that is yours, it asks for trust. Do you trust in what you know? Because I'm telling you a different choice. You've been trusting in the personality and it's been leading you in the same place. So would you like to trust in something different? Because again, you putting your trust in the personality is not you putting your trust in yourself. That's you putting your trust in an image of the past. Are you an image? Is that all you are? Just an image? If you are just an image, then keep on being an image. Keep on being in an illusion of the past. we will not get in the way of your fun times. But if you're more than an image, then put your trust in what it is that you know yourself to be. You are not your personality. You are so much more than your personality construct. And for you to say, well, if I put my trust in myself, how do I know that I'm putting my trust in myself? Because I led myself astray by trusting my personality. And again, we say, your personality is not you. Your personality is an image, an idea of what it is that you thought you were, but that is not you. That's like looking at my hand and saying, oh, I'm putting my trust in my hand. This is me. And then when I hit my hand into something, well, how could I have been so silly, foolish to trust my hand? Well, we don't know. Why were you so silly and foolish to trust your hand when you're not your hand? You're you. A far better thing to put your trust in, not your personality construct that is going to lead you right into the past, but you, your present moment self that is going to lead you right into the future, where it is exactly that most of you say that you want to be, the future. I want to be now. I want to be my real self. I don't want to keep on living the same minutia. I don't want to be stagnant. I want to go. I want to go, go, go. So go, go, go. Be, right now, now, now. Your voice is right there waiting for you right now. All you have to do is wade through that personality's voice that's screaming in your ear most of the time and say, yes, thank you, personality. I love you so much. You have brought me to so many beautiful places, but now I'm tired of those places. And now I'm ready to hear what it is that my real, true voice in present day has to say. And the very least, I want to hear it. It doesn't mean that I have to follow it, but I at least am curious as to what it is that's saying so that now I have a choice, as opposed to thinking that I have to keep on being led by the personality, which is again just going to lead me back into the past. And that is all we are offering to you today, is the idea of a choice. Because most of you, again, are led by your personality, and you think that that is the only voice, and you think that is the only way. And if you think that that is the only way, then you will keep on ending up in the same place. And we are telling you that that is not the only way. You have so many other choices other than just listening to the memory of the past, the image of the past, the construct of the past that's built upon your nightmarish conclusions about what has happened to you in the past. And that is not to say that the past didn't happen. That is not to say that the past is invalid. That's not to say that it didn't hurt. But it is to say that why are you over-identifying with a nightmare and then trying to relive it in each and every single second? If it is serving you, then again, please continue to live in the past. That if you are tired of what it is and where it is that the past is bringing you in the present moment, then please allow your present moment voice to guide you. It is there, it is waiting, it is listening, and it is enthralled about all the crazy places you've been by listening to the personality. And now it's excited to potentially be heard for the very first time, acknowledged, and in the very least be listened to. So, we offer that to you. As always, we thank you for making time and space for us, and we wish you well in listening to your true, actual voice in this present moment. And should that personality start getting very loud, you can always thank it for everything that it has provided you and offered you, because it has, again, been a beautiful construct that has helped you to navigate your life up into this point, and that should not be diminished. But also, there's always an opportunity for a change, and that should also not be diminished. We wish you well in hearing all those voices that are happening within you.